Welcome to Lesson 1. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at why webinars are one of the most powerful tools available to health practitioners who want to grow their business online, and why it is working so well for this particular industry, especially in the age of AI. So before we get into the strategy, I want you to think about what you do every day in practice. So you educate, you explain the complex health concepts that your client may be going through in ways that are making sense to real people. You help someone understand what's happening in their body and why. The ability to teach is part of the philosophy, the principles of what it is that you do. So to take your knowledge and translate it into genuine insight for another person is exactly what makes webinars such a natural fit for practitioners like you. Most lead magnets ask someone to download a PDF or a checklist. The person who's signed up for it then receives it, and many honestly just never open it. They can feel overwhelmed by the amount of information in it or not being able to relate back to what it is that you're talking about in the PDF because it's not personalized. Whereas a webinar is a completely different experience for them. When someone registers for your webinar, they make a commitment, they choose the date that they want to attend, they show up, and they invest 60 to 90 minutes of their attention in what you have to say. By the time your webinar ends, they've heard your voice, they've followed your thinking, they've experienced firsthand how you approach health, and that level of connection simply cannot be created by a static document. If you're able to include a Q&A at the end, this then furthers that connection for your audience. There's another reason why webinars work particularly well for practitioners, and it comes down to trust. In the health industry, trust is everything. People not just buying a product, they're choosing someone to guide their health decisions. It takes time to build, and a webinar compresses that trust building process in a way very few other marketing tools can. When someone spends an hour learning from you, they begin to feel as though they already know you. They understand your approach, they see whether your philosophy resonates with theirs. This means that the people who reach out to book after attending your webinar tend to be more aligned and far more ready than someone who simply found you through a social media post. One of the concerns I hear most often from practitioners is that marketing feels at odds with their professional values. It can feel pushy or transactional or simply just not aligned with the way that they're wanting to show up in the world. Webinars resolve this tension naturally. Your entire presentation is educational. You're teaching. You're genuinely helping people understand something about their health that they didn't understand before. The invitation to work with you at the end emerges from a place of real usefulness, not from pressure or persuasion. When people leave your webinar feeling genuinely supported and more informed, the next step feels like a natural continuation of that experience, not like a sales pitch. Finally, I want you to think about the webinar not just as a one-off event, but as an asset. Once you've delivered that webinar, you can record it, you can offer it on demand like I have here, you can run it live multiple times throughout the year to deepen that connection. You can also use it as the foundation of a program or a workshop or any ongoing email sequence or funnel. Over time, your webinar then becomes one of the primary ways new people are discovering to work with you and experience your expertise and decide whether they're wanting to work with you or take the next step. So in the next lesson, we'll look at how to choose the right webinar topic, one that will speak directly to your ideal client and connects naturally to the services that you offer thereafter. So I'll see you there.